Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, the play's the thing. With your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest, Christina Strassfield, the creator of Guildhall Museum. And now here is Judy.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Welcome again to the Play's the Thing, and today I'm going to play with Christina. How are you?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, Judy. Thank you for inviting me.
You are from Guildhall, my favorite theater in East Hampton, in the Hamptons, but it happens to be in East Hampton.
Yes.
And you are affiliated with not only the theater, but the art.
Well, actually, I'm really affiliated with the museum.
The museum.
And I'm the curator of the museum, and I've been curator. I started at Guildhall in 1987, and then I stayed till 1996 when I had my twins, and then I've come back. I've been back almost 6 years now. So it's really a wonderful thing. I've been there a long, long time.
How do you like that? I didn't even know you had twins.
Yes, twin boys who are going to be actually 11 tomorrow.
11 tomorrow.
Yes.
So you are affiliated with the museum.
Yes.
But you take a peek at the theater sometimes.
I absolutely take a peek at the theater. It's wonderful that Guildhall is a museum and a theater. We're so proud of it, and we have an education center as well. So we do a little bit of everything for the community. So we try to get all the arts involved together, which is really what we're all about.
Yes, I love that place. I mean, that is when you think about the Hamptons, it goes with Guildhall. The two goes together.
Absolutely. We've had the best artists in the museum. We've had the best artists in the theater. We've had wonderful education programs for children, for adults, lectures, films, music, dance, everything, a little bit of everything. And we're very proud of that. We're in our 77th year, so we've really been around a long time. And when the theater's finished in October, it'll be even better for all the productions that are happening there. But the museum has been open year-round, even though the theater has been closed, even though they've been doing off-site productions. So we're very excited about that. And we're excited that we're going to have our 70th annual member show, and it's coming up very soon. Can I talk a little bit about that?
Oh, please tell me. Tell us all about the member show. What does it involve?
It's so wonderful. Anyone who's an artist member of Guildhall, so if you've paid your membership, you pay a small entry fee of $40, and you can participate in a real museum show. And we have the show divided into two parts, Judy. Last year we did A through L first, and then M through Z. This year we're switching it around to make it fair. We're going to do M through Z first and A through L. The show opens on March 29th and runs through April 26th. And then the second part, which is M through Z, runs through May 10th through June 7th. So anyone who's interested in becoming an artist member just has to call Guildhall, which is 631-324-0806, or you can go to our website, which is www.guildhall.org, and you can go to the member show and you can download all the forms and you can pay for everything with a credit card, or you can call us over the phone and do it over the phone, and we can take down all the information, and you get to be part of a wonderful show, part of a wonderful tradition. It's really great.
So after you do all the paperwork, then you bring in your artwork.
Yes.
Like supposing if I was a painter, then I could bring my work and you would hang it up.
That's right.
In the museum.
Absolutely. We only have a size restriction, and the restriction of the size is 25 by 25. That's the largest it can be. And that's because for each of the shows, we get about 200 people. So it's a lot of people to be showing, so that's why we have to make it a little smaller. But it's wonderful, gives you a great opportunity. And we have a guest judge. This year it's Linda Yablonsky, and the guest judge gives many prizes, but the top prize is a one-person show within about 2 years. So if you win the top prize, in 2 years' time, you'll get a one-person show at Guildhall, which is really a big deal for most artists.
Oh, it is. A solo show.
A solo
Only
show.
your paintings.
That's right.
Yes. And you never know who's going to come and watch it.
You never know who's going to come and watch it.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful because we get a lot of art collectors who come in to see the show. We get a lot of people who want to buy the art. A lot of art dealers, gallery owners come in. A lot of art critics come in. So it's a wonderful opportunity to get exposure, especially if you're an artist who maybe hasn't shown in a gallery. It gives you a wonderful opportunity so that other people can see your art and really get to know you. And we have other prizes. We have Best Abstract Painting, Best Representational, Best Landscape, Best Mixed Media Work, Best Photograph. So even if you don't win the top prize, you can win some of the other prizes.
How about Best Amateurs?
They should have that, huh? Because we do have some people who are amateurs, but I think it's wonderful. I think it's really wonderful that people take the time to create something beautiful for this show, and we're very proud to display it.
Well, I had a lot of wonderful artists on my show, and with their work, and I was just amazed how they were all different. I never knew that artists can be so different from one another. It's just very interesting.
It really is. I find that artists it's just another world, and they're so exciting. It's almost like they're speaking their own language when they're creating art.
Absolutely.
And I love that. I love that. I love the abstract work. I love the representational. I love the mixed pieces. And even from year to year, because a lot of the artists have been in the show for many, many years, and they support Guildhall by being in the show. So we really appreciate that. But, from one year to the next, maybe they'll do something a little bit different. And that's always exciting to see, seeing where they're moving, what their art is about, what has changed in their art. Maybe their colors have changed a little bit. Maybe their style has changed. It's very exciting to see and to keep track of them. And some of those artists that have been in that show, I've used and included in invitational shows. So it gives me a chance to see a lot of artists' work who I may not know. So I may not know a person's work, but I see that work. I ask them to send in some slides or to do a studio visit with them, and it gives them a wonderful opportunity. I've chosen many artists for shows by seeing their work first in the member show.
And do you have a limit of how many pieces one artist can bring?
Oh, each artist can only bring in one piece.
Only one?
Only one piece.
Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking of maybe 3 or 4.
No. In this show, it's only one piece.
Only one. So
it has
they
to
have to put their best foot forward.
That's right. That's absolutely true. I always tell people, put your best foot forward. A lot of artists even create a piece of art just particularly for that show because of the size limitation. But I think it's wonderful. I really do. And I encourage everyone to do it. If you're a professional artist, if you're an amateur artist, I think it's really wonderful for you to do it. Anyone who's 18 years or older can participate.
And how do you accept this? Do they have to show it to you or somebody first before you accept it? Or
Actually not. This is a non-juried show. It's one of the oldest non-juried show that's still in existence on Long Island. So we're very proud of that as well.
So all you have to do is just do the paperwork and you're in.
And you're in. You register, you pay your fee, and you're in the show. And we do this for the community because we feel that it's really a wonderful opportunity for all the artists of the community to participate. Because not every artist is in a gallery, not every artist has an opportunity to show their work, but here at Guildhall, they're part of our community, they're part of our family, our Guildhall family, and we're really happy about that. We're happy to show their work.
And how do people get to know about this? You advertise a lot?
We advertise it. We've had it in all the local papers. It's on our website, as I said, www.guildhall.org. So anyone can check on that. They can check on whatever shows we're doing, theater events, education events, any of our special fundraisers. All of that is listed on our website. So I always encourage people to look at the website and to get that information. But you can really download all the forms from the website and get all the specs that you need for the show.
I see you holding a piece of paper in your hand. Is there something there that you want to read? Or
well, it's just the exhibition dates. I think I've covered it, but I can say it one more time because I think the exhibitions are important. If your name begins with L through Z, it's March 29th to April 26th. The deadline for registration is March 17th, so it's coming up very quickly. So if anyone wants to be part of that show, we encourage them to call Guildhall right away and get their paperwork in. And the second show is May 10th to June 7th, and that'll be from A through L. So we're very fair about what we did, how last year one group got to go first, and this year the other group gets to go first.
And it's open to the public?
Open to the public. We're going to be open Thursday through Saturday, from 11 to 5, and Sunday from noon to 5.
And people just could walk in and then they can bid for a painting?
Actually, a lot of the work is for sale, so we're very excited about that. And the artists get 60% and Guildhall gets 40%. So if you see something that you like, you come over to the receptionist or one of the guards, and they're happy to sell you the work.
The artist would put the price up next to the paint?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and there's some wonderful
there's a
works.
wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, it's a wonderful thing for people to buy a special gift, a piece of art, a piece of original art. I think is fantastic.
From Guildhall.
From Guildhall. You're supporting the artists of the community. But what's nice about it is it's something that people remember. You may buy flowers, you may buy something else, but that's something that you're going to last. You're going to have that painting or that photograph. You're going to put it up on your wall. From years from now, you're going to look at it and say, oh, I bought that at Guildhall for our anniversary, for our birthday, for a special occasion, or something just because you loved it. I think a lot of people come in and they say, I just love that work, I need to have it. And it's wonderful. And then they share it with all their friends. People come to their home, visit in their office, wherever you want to put it. It's really a great opportunity.
It is. Well, Guildhall gives a lot of people opportunities, the museum and the theater.
Absolutely.
Now, what brought you to the Hamptons?
Well, I was working in the city. I was working at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and we were a little tired. My husband and I were a little tired. We wanted to buy something. So we moved to Suffolk County, and I applied. I got a job at Guildhall, and I started in 1987. And I haven't regretted it for one moment because it's such a beautiful place. I've raised my family here, and we just love it. We just love it. It's beautiful to be by the beach. The climate is wonderful. People are great. The sophistication. You're close to New York. You're close to Connecticut. Wherever you want to go, it's the perfect place to be.
You were born around here?
No, I was born in the Bronx.
Oh, the Bronx.
Yes.
And you lived there most of your...
I lived most of my life there, and then I was married and moved to Queens, lived there, and then I've been in Suffolk County for now, oh my gosh, since early 87, so over 20 years, 21 years practically.
So you went, I guess you were drawn to the arts because of your job. So what kind of background you have?
Well, I studied, I have a master's degree. My undergraduate degree is in art history and anthropology, and then I went on for my master's degree in art history, and I had done some internships at the Brooklyn Museum, the Metropolitan Museum, the Art Commission at City Hall. So I did a lot of different things in the art world, but I really wanted to work in the museum, and so I was very lucky that I got a job first at the Metropolitan. Then I got the job at Guildhall, and I've done that. I did a little freelance work when I was home with my twins, and then I was lucky enough to get the job again after my twins started school and come back to Guildhall, which I love so much because we have, it's a great building, the galleries are beautiful, we have a wonderful art collection, we have almost 2,000 pieces of artwork, which are fabulous, and all by artists who live and work in the area. So it's really great.
It is great. And now the whole building is under renovation.
Well, the galleries were renovated first, and then they did the education center and the offices, and now the theater will be the final jewel in the crown.
Right. I remember when they were working at the museum was under renovation.
That's right. That's right.
And now it's beautiful. Everything is going to be so beautiful.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. And what's great is that they kept the character of the building. They really didn't change it, so it doesn't look that different, but it's all state of the art. So the climate and the security and all the electronics and everything that you need to be a state of the art museum, and they're going to do the same thing in the theater as well. So it's fantastic. It really is.
Right now, the entrance to the theater is not what it used to be. Is it going to stay on the side?
It's going to be right in front. When you walk in, it's going to be the same place. They're going to change it a little bit. The reception area is going to be changed, and I think the staircase is moved a little bit. But I think it's going to have the same sort of feeling that it had when beforehand.
I see.
Yeah, and the theater is going to look the same, but again, it's going to be state of the art. All wonderful. They're going to be able to show all the modern films. The sound's going to be wonderful.
And the seats.
The seats are going to be comfortable.
I
air
remember
conditioning
I used
is going
to
to
fall off this chair. Because I went all the way up front. I'm short. I always like to be up front, and that seat up front, where I used to like to, it was so. It was just terrible.
Oh, that's funny.
So now it's going to be all nice.
Absolutely. But what's wonderful about that theater is it's a perfect size, and wherever you're seated, you can really have a great view of the stage, and Josh Gladstone does a wonderful job with all the productions that are put on there, and it's just a really wonderful, wonderful building, wonderful theater.
And Ruth Appelhoff is your boss?
Yes, she's our executive director, and she's a great boss.
Yeah, she's a wonderful lady. She was my guest, I think, 3 times so far. And
I understand.
She decided to send you instead.
That's right, my first time, and I'm very happy to be here, Judy. Thank you.
It is. So, is your husband in the same field?
No, my husband's in education.
And is he doing anything at Guildhall?
No, he's not. Not at this point. No. Just me. But my children have taken many art courses that they've done and classes, and they've done wonderful programs for children, whether it's classes or films or little hands-on projects. A lot of times these projects go directly with the museum. Sometimes they go directly with the theater. So it's really a nice opportunity because it exposes children from a very young age to the arts. And I think when you expose children at a young age to the arts, they grow to love it forever. You know, I know that when I was little, I went to the museums in the city, and I remember saying as a little kid, I want to grow up and work in a museum. Even when I was little. And I just kept going to museums. I was fascinated by the art, the different kinds of art, the different kind of things that you could see. Thought it was fantastic. And, you know, all along, when I was in high school, I took art courses. I did some internships when I was in high school. Then when I was in college, I did the same thing. And I was very lucky that when I went on and got my master's degree, I got out of school and was able to get a job in the museum world, and have always enjoyed it.
Have you ever thought of adding a wax museum?
A wax museum? I'm sure it would be very popular. I don't know if our climate would hold up with that.
It's a lot of fun, wax museums.
It's true. I was at a wonderful one in San Francisco, and it was great. It was really wonderful.
Yeah, I was one in Las Vegas. I went through it, and the funny part, everybody goes there with a camera, and I take pictures with all these characters, and I show it to people, and I said, look, I'm mingling with the famous people. And they, you know, they really believed me for a while, and then he said, oh, this guy, he died.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I get a thrill out of it. I never thought of it, but I'm going to talk to Ruth about it, to put a wax museum there. And they should have characters from the local talent. There's a lot of wonderful local talent.
Well, there really is. And I think the member show is a wonderful opportunity because a lot of our artists show in that. I mean, as I said to you, each show usually has about 200 artists. And these are all who, most of the artists have some sort of relationship to the area, which is great. But we've shown artists from the most internationally known who have houses out here to the local artists who, you know, maybe haven't shown before. And so we're part of the community, and we're very proud of that fact that we're part of the community. Our collection is all artists who live and work in the area. We started collecting in 1931 when Guildhall first started. They collected Thomas Moran and Child Hassam and a number of other artists who were at that time. And
where do you house these pieces?
We have them in a special area. That's very secure.
Not at Guildhall.
No.
Someplace else.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be careful because a lot of buildings, you know, the basements are damp.
We have it in a perfect area where it's all climate controlled and very secure, and we're very happy about that. And it's wonderful because we bring things back and forth. We're touring 72 works from our collection, and they're going to actually open on Saturday at the Louisiana State University Art Museum.
Oh my.
And we have paintings by Willem de Kooning, we have sculptures by Elizabeth Strong Cuevas, we have Ibram Lasso, we have Ross Bleckner, Eric Fischel. There's wonderful artists who are all in the show, and it's traveled, it started out in 2005. We showed part of this collection in New York City. Then we showed it last year. It was in Florida at the Gulf Coast Museum, and it's going to travel to several other museums in Indiana and California. Until 2010, it's going to travel around the country. So it's wonderful that all these artists that are part of our collection are being exposed to a greater part of the United States.
It's like showing off, right?
It is showing off
the Hamptons.
in a great way.
Off the Hamptons. It's not all just all what you hear about the Hamptons. There's a lot of serious talent here
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely. And when we
Good.
showed it in Florida, the response was so great. People loved the artwork. They were exposed to artists that they maybe didn't know a lot about, and they would call and they would want to get information. So it was really, I thought it was great. It was really wonderful.
Of course, yeah,
and
it
hopefully
is.
that, even after 2010, maybe we could put another show together and travel that to a lot of different venues too, so that other people are exposed to Guildhall's great collection.
And whose brainchild is this?
Well, this was something that I had wanted to do for
Yeah.
when I first started at Guildhall in 1987, and I wasn't able to do it until 2005. So it takes a long time, a lot of planning, and we're very lucky that we got someone called Jeff Landau from Landau Traveling Exhibitions, and he helped us coordinate the whole project, and we're really thrilled. We are really thrilled that we're
that's
able to
great.
have
You
that
must
exposure.
be very proud of yourself.
I am very proud. I was able to go to the Florida
Yeah.
opening last year and be part of it. I gave 2 lectures about our collection, about the museum, and about the wonderful artists who
I
live in the
never would
Hamptons.
have thought. I mean, I bump into you with a certain function there, and I just didn't know that you have all this capability of doing all these things. I thought you were just one of the pretty faces around.
Oh, that's so sweet, Judy. No, I've so enjoyed it. I think Guildhall is a great place with such wonderful people, and the collection is great, and everything that's happening. We really are part of the community, have been part of the community since 1931, and we're very happy about that, and we really take pride in that.
So where does this talent come from? Anyone in your family likes to paint or likes the paintings?
That's a good question. When I was little, I have to tell you, we didn't have any original art in our house. No one painted.
You didn't have crayons?
Well,
huh?
we had crayons. That we did have, and probably colored pencils. But I think that was it. My parents didn't have a background in art. But when I was little, I was taken to the Metropolitan Museum of Art by a friend of my mom's. And she exposed us to art. And she was a teacher. And she knew a lot about artists, and she would tell us stories about the different artists and what they were doing and why they painted this way. And I thought it was wonderful. I said, this is great. She knows all this information about these artists. And I said to myself, I want to know all that information. So having been exposed to that is what really made me want to become an art historian and become a curator and work in a museum. And it all came together. So I was very lucky to have that happen.
You just mentioned a curator. Have you done a lot of shows for different artists or several?
Oh, absolutely. I can't even count how many I've done, but
Yeah,
usually every year we put it together a number of shows, and over the past
Well, now
since
you
I
have a
started-
full-time job. You must have done that before.
Well, I'm doing it for Guildhall too. I mean, obviously I'm curating the show. So this summer we're going to be doing a show called Inspired by the Light. It's going to be right after the member show, and it's going to include the artists Jane Wilson, Jane Freilicher, and April Gornick. It's going to be a beautiful show about landscape painting,
Yeah,
which is
wonderful
great.
memory for names.
And then after that, our August show is going to be a Larry Rivers show, and we're very excited about that, so I'm curating that. And following that, we're going to be doing a show of Rima Mordoyan Smythe and Jane Martins. And we're going to be doing a show about collecting, and we're going to show quilts and weather vanes and some handicrafts. So it's all going to be wonderful. So we try to reach out to the community on all different levels.
What about showing around your work?
Oh, I don't do. I'm not talented in that way. I wish I could draw. I'd love to look.
Did you try?
I tried doing it, but it was never exactly what I wanted to do. It didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to come out. And so therefore, I just like learning about what other people were doing. And I've been fascinated with it. I still like to enjoy taking a course once in a while or watching people do it, but I'm not that talented myself.
That's funny thing. I do a lot of things, but I cannot draw a picture, cannot paint.
It's a special talent, isn't it?
It must be, yes.
Well, just like some people can act and some people can sing and some people can play a musical instrument, it's
Yeah.
really a special talent. And I think when we're little, we all have that special talent, and some of us really get a little frightened. I remember when you're little and you're drawing and you're enjoying it, then all of a sudden you're like, I don't like the way that looks. That's the way I felt, and so I stopped. So I think it's important when people don't lose that and they continue to just do what's inside of them and let it come out. Whether you're writing poetry, whether you're singing a song, whatever you're doing, I think it's really wonderful, and it gives people an opportunity to express themselves. It's a wonderful way to express themselves.
Well, I think the first time I really found out that I cannot draw is when I was a young married, and we were trying to furnish our place, and I wanted a spiral lamp for in the living room. And so, well, and then I went to the store, I want a spiral lamp. I said, well, draw me a picture. I started drawing it. I said, what is that? So this is what spiral lamp looks to me. So that, of course, that was remained as a joke in my family. My husband used to tease me about my spiral lamp, but then I knew for sure I cannot.
You could not draw. Well, there's so many wonderful, talented artists who can draw here, and if you come to the member show, you'll really see them.
Oh, I definitely will. You have to remind you.
Absolutely,
you have
absolutely.
To remind me to come.
Because the opening is always so much fun. All the artists come. It's like a big party. It's really a wonderful opportunity. And it's sort of like the beginning of the art season on the East End. So
and
it's
you
really
serve wine and cheese.
We serve wine and cheese, and we have wonderful volunteers, people who help us out.
Oh, yes.
Such as Judy.
That's me.
And it's great. A smiling face, people to
Yes.
talk to and talk about the art, talk about what's happening on the East End. It's a place where everyone meets and gets together and they enjoy themselves.
Oh, I definitely will be part of it. I want to be part of everything that Guildhall does, the museum and the other part. It's my favorite hangout.
That's great, Judy, and we appreciate it.
Yes, it is. And for another half a minute, you could give the information just one more time.
Oh, absolutely. It's Guildhall Museum, and it's www.guildhall.org, and the phone number is 631-324-0806. The exhibition dates for the first show are March 29th to April 26th, and the opening is on March 29th from 4 to 6 p.m. We hope that you'll all come. The second show, which is A through L, is going to be May 10th to June 7th. And the deadline for registration is coming up. It's March 17th, so please go to the website, look up that information, and get your membership forms in.
Right. And we're talking about Guildhall in East Hampton. And the executive director is Ruth Applehoff. And of course, we're talking to Christine here. I don't know, you had to watch the whole half show without knowing who we talking to. I didn't call you by your name, but it was so exciting and interesting what you said. And I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody, and I'll have a wonderful guest next week. Tune in again. And this is the place, the thing.
Love me in Paris. Love me